Now a story about the new age of adoption and the extraordinary measures that some couples go through to have a family.
You are about to meet a couple who have endured every parent's worst nightmare, not once, but twice, and yet they go on. They're optimistic about their love, they're optimistic about their lives, and what they hope the future will finally bring to them. Dana and Bobby Volke met and fell in love after meeting at work. It wasn't long before Bobby popped the question.
We were dating, and when we got engaged, we talked about starting a family quite a bit.
They had the wedding of their dreams. Friends and family all came together to celebrate their love.
We dreamed of having 2 healthy children to raise.
And soon after their honeymoon, they were on their way.
They gave me a pregnancy test, and my OB actually told me I was pregnant.
It was just, you know, shock and emotion and joy.
A moment they had been waiting for.
It was an amazing moment.
Dana's pregnancy seemed to be going smoothly.
There was no indication that there was a problem.
And on New Year's Day 2009, with nervous excitement, Dana went into labor.
Our only concern at that point was that he was 6 weeks premature.
The doctors knew that little Zachary would go immediately to the neonatal intensive care unit.
I would say I had about 5 minutes of pure bliss. Cloud 9, going down the hallway with my son.
But Bobby's bliss was about to turn into pure agony.
They actually unbundled him and to weigh him and put him on a scale. And that's when we saw there was a large growth that was protruding from his right groin area, which we later found out was the tip of the iceberg of a massive internal tumor. That's when the nightmare began.
It was a rare cancer, so rare that even the doctors at NYU could not help. At 3 days old, he was transported to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
We had a doctor tell us after they realized what they were dealing with that this wasn't a 1 in a million case, this was 1 in many millions. And then he used the term lottery odds.
But more than 3 surgeries and almost 4 months later, the cancer was still there.
And that's when we knew that there just really wasn't anything more to be done, and the cancer was likely causing him pain and pressure in his head.
So with unimaginable pain in their hearts, they sent the doctors and they sent the nurses away.
His entire life, he was like big-time medical intervention, and we just took everything out and went to that room, and he was just a baby then.
Just a baby who could finally feel what it was like to have no more tubes. Just a baby for the first time who went outside to feel sunshine on his tiny face. And just a baby who, after 4 short months, lost his noble battle for life. Their families and their friends grieved with them and made them this photo montage, which is still in their nursery. Dana and Bobby feared trying again.
And we started to ask the question of, well, would we be putting any future children at risk? Because if the answer was yes, we would have never tried. But the answer was no.
So they continued to pursue their dream of having a family.
I come running out, and Bobby's like in bed. I'm like, look, look, look. And he's like, what? But you know what the thing was, is we felt so sure that this time would be okay. I mean, one of the things we would say was, you know, lightning doesn't strike twice. We should be, you know, this doesn't happen twice.
Just over a year after Zachary's death, Dana and Bobby were pregnant again. 9 months later, the delivery went as planned.
It was very joyful, but then in the back of my mind, it's like, well, what about Zachary?
Right.
He didn't get to experience this.
The happy couple took home their bundle of joy, and they got to take these home videos.
I got grandma's finger. It's mine. Gimme.
They got to put their baby boy in the nursery, rock him in his chair, and even book a professional photographer who took these precious snapshots of their little miracle. But they never could have imagined what was in store.
We had 2 months
of just perfect, normal baby stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And just loving life and getting to know our son and being at home and so many of the things that we had been dreaming of for several years now. And that lasted about 2 months.
It was at Matthew's 2-month checkup that things started to go horribly wrong.
So I called him up. I said, hey, you know, you need to come to the hospital. Can you get out early? Because I didn't want to tell him over the phone.
She tried to be vague, but I knew.
Little Matthew's brain did not develop properly, and after months of treatment was not getting better, so Dana and Bobby were once again faced with the unimaginable.
We came home.
We brought him home.
Just like his big brother, he passed away in our arms.
And then we just held him for a little while.
Our boys paid the ultimate price. Our life has been changed forever, and there's a pain that will never go away.
Despite their unimaginable grief, the Volque's strength is an inspiration.
We know that we still have a lot of love and just a world of opportunity to offer to a child. And that is still our dream.
A dream they hope will soon come true, with their angels looking down. Tomorrow night, in part 2 of our story, we're going to be talking to this courageous couple about the next chapter in their lives and the new age of adoption, from websites to special marketing tools, the new struggle that they face in trying to finally have a family. For more information on their story and tips also on adoption, you can log on to our website, my9tv.com. Click on the adoption journey icon. It's right there on our homepage.